Have you ever found yourself wide awake at 2 a.m., agonizing over a casual conversation you had 3 days ago? Or maybe you send a text, get no reply, and within minutes, you're convinced that person is angry with you. Perhaps you've even failed an exam in your mind before you've even walked into the room. Your brain operates under the illusion that by analyzing a situation from every conceivable angle, you are actively solving a problem and establishing safety. In reality, this process causes paralysis. Instead of resolving the issue, it keeps you stuck in a thought loop that generates entirely new imaginary problems that never actually existed. This inability to just stop thinking is a biological hijack of your internal systems. Willpower alone usually fails to break the cycle because these loops are driven by the same hardwired survival mechanisms that keep us alive. This map shows the default mode network, or DMN. It's a constellation of brain regions that activate when you aren't focused on the outside world. It handles memory retrieval, future planning, and the analysis of social dynamics, all essential functions for navigating human life. Problems arise when a modern threat, like the fear of failure or social media comparison, triggers the amygdala's alarm system. This trigger releases a flood of cortisol. This chemical response locks the hyperactive DMN into a continuous survival simulation. This physiological cascade makes a minor social error feel biologically identical to life-threatening danger, making it physically impossible to just let it go. On the other side of the brain is the frontoparietal network, or FPN. This is your attention control center, the system responsible for goal-directed action and focusing on external tasks. These two systems share a mechanical relationship. When activity in the DMN spikes during rumination, it forces the FPN down, immediately dimming your ability to focus. This seesaw effect literally traps you inside your own head, removing the cognitive capability required to disengage from your internal thoughts. Because neurons that fire together wire together, repeating these thought patterns physically reinforces the neural pathways linked to negative thinking. This creates a negative reinforcement cycle. Rumination provides a false temporary sense of relief, which grooves the pathway deeper and turns overthinking into an automatic reflex. Chronic overthinkers have overtrained a specific destructive neural pathway at the direct expense of their action networks. Because overthinking is a learned habit, it can be purposefully unlearned through physical action. Replacing 1 hour of mental rumination with just 10 minutes of physical work suppresses the DMN by forcing the FPN to turn on. Consider two students preparing for an exam. One spends a month worrying about failure, while the other executes one small study task a day. By the end of the month, the second student has finished their preparation because action defeats analysis paralysis. You can also use psychological diffusion to observe thoughts as neutral events. Instead of believing every thought, you practice noticing them, saying, "I am noticing my brain is telling a story about being incompetent." Writing these repetitive thoughts down on paper further assists this process. It moves the information from the internal DMN to the external world, shrinking the perceived magnitude of the problem. These clinical tools provide the mechanical leverage needed to force the brain to switch its operating networks. Anticipatory anxiety and health worries often trap the brain in a fictional future. Utilizing a 90-second sensory reset, naming things you can currently see and hear, acts as a physical anchor to the present reality. These exercises build your capacity to observe thoughts as they arise and let them pass without chasing them. Every moment spent trapped in overthinking steals the time and energy required to build a tangible, better life. A moment of wonder. You don't need a perfect answer to start living. You only need the courage to take the next physical step and force your mind to work for you.